Hi folks, and welcome to the channel. It's time for me to change oil on my Ram Cummins 3500. It's a 2015 four-wheel drive heavy-duty model, and it has a 6.7 Cummins engine. This is a pretty good iteration as far as torque and horsepower. Nothing's that significant about changing oil, but what I do want to show you is right here on my odometer. I will do this. And we can zoom in right there. We can take a look. Yes, folks, that's 353,076 miles. 353,076 miles. I bought the truck 2 years ago. It had 328,000 miles. It had just been oil changed when I bought it, drove it home. And I drove it on that oil, unknown brand, for pretty much a year. And now I've got this oil, which I've been driving on for 14,498 miles. So the oil's been in it since I changed last year for 14,498 miles. So let's go out and take a little peek under the hood, what I'm doing. And no, this is not going to be an oil change video because everybody does them. It's pretty simple. You know, pop the drain plug out, have a good sized drain pan, because it's always a good idea to have a note like this under your hood. So I need 3 gallons. And I'm going to put in the Shell Rotella T6 5W40. I'm going to use a Fleet Guard oil filter. And you know, the Fleet Guard oil filter is owned by Cummins, so it's the spec oil filter. I would use a Donaldson as this box. For some reason, the Fleet Guard was in this box when I got it. I would use a Donaldson. I would use a Wix. I'm going to take a sample of the oil, so I'm going to pull the plug, let it run a bit, and get a sample and send it off to Blackstone Labs. When that oil analysis comes back, I will share it with you, and it'll be something like this. Here it is, folks. Here's my Blackstone Labs oil report. Let's get somewhere out of the wind and take a look at it. So very quickly, I'll scan down over the data. What I put for 10,000 miles, that was a guesstimate. Probably was closer to 5. Now coming down here, iron is okay. Molly's 52. Potassium, that could be the oil additive. Okay. Antifreeze 0.09. Okay. So what they told me, I'm going to read it to you. The previous sample had some coolant in it. It's good to see the coolant elements, potassium and sodium, are reading lower after a longer oil run. Silicon is low enough to rule out dirt contamination, and the flash point is over the threshold that would show fuel dilution. Nice improvements. Iron is higher, but not any higher than we'd expect after running the oil 5,000 miles longer. The 2.6 TBN shows some active additives in the oil, so sticking with a 15,000 mile oil change should be okay as long as you aren't losing coolant. So you may ask, what is my driving style in those miles? Of course, we're in the Northeast, so I do drive in the winter. I do have remote start, so I'll warm it up in the winter time. 4 days a week is my going to work. I only go about 3 miles to work, 3 miles home. If I go anywhere else, the grocery store, Lowe's, Home Depot, now that is could be a 10 to 20 minute trip each way. Other than that, I don't do a lot of long trips. I did do 3 or 4 trips towing my horse trailer, which is 18,000 pounds loaded, which is a bit of a load, but I did 3 or 4 of those in the last year. So pretty normal, pretty working, pretty light duty. So I hope somebody finds this interesting. When a oil change is well over $100 on a diesel truck and could be a lot more at a dealership, You want to extend the oil life to a reasonable time. And so I guess we can trust our oil indicator even at 300,000 miles. Till next time, that's the way I do it. Thanks for watching.